The Garden Report is brought to you by FanDuel, the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network.
Hey, Bobby Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report. Josue Pavon here to talk about a big win for the Celtics. One Jaylen Brown said he was looking forward to more than any other. This one was the most important to him, he said, after this game. 128-111 revenge win over the Magic for that in-season tournament punking that the Celtics received.
Yeah, that's
at
accurate.
The hands of the Magic.
That's accurate. That really was the beginning of their chances, I guess.
Yeah, and they started the game similar, 11-4 lead. Banging inside, Celtics shorthanded without Porzingis, Horford, and Cornette. We'll talk a little bit about that in our next video, but they responded. Big part of it was the bench. Peyton Pritchard hitting 3 threes in the first quarter. But Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum set a real tone in this game, physicality-wise.
Yeah, definitely, especially on the defensive end of the floor. And I think that, especially for someone like Jaylen, it got his offense flowing in a big way against this Orlando Magic team. And they just didn't stop. I think that's what we have to emphasize about this game. I mean, they didn't let their foot off the gas pedal, but on the defensive end of the floor, when the Orlando Magic were just trying so hard to find any type of momentum, they took it away from them. And that was essentially what made it a double-digit lead throughout most of the night, right? The way they've been executing and setting the tone between Jaylen and Jason on that defensive end of the floor, to me, it made all the difference.
Yeah, and the Magic came into this game. I was at shoot-around this morning, a little pep in their step.
Yeah.
They had a sense that
they were feeling themselves.
They knew how to beat this team and its defense. Jamal Mosley, I think, sets more of a modest tone for them. He talked pregame about not getting too high with the success,
right.
Just like they didn't get too low through the 5-20 start that they had last year. So they didn't respond to that message here. They got completely blown away in the second, third quarters. Fourth quarter ends up being mostly garbage time. Celtics lead by as many as 25 in this game. And a lot of it's the dunks. Jaylen Brown just hammering one on Anthony Black at one point. Tatum almost had to match that with a gliding two-handed slam.
It was just the patience and the execution, if you ask me. I mean, the backdoor
31
cuts,
assists.
Yeah, I mean, that was huge. I mean, that was, and I believe it's been, about 3 years or so since they've done that? Celtics put out a stat, the team on their Twitter, something like that.
The percentage, maybe, yeah.
It's been a while, so that's incredible. I mean, for a team that's shorthanded, going up against Orlando Magic's team, a very good Orlando Magic's team that, really has had your number, not only this year, but last year as well. That streak bled over into this season, and I think that carried over. I mean, I think the Celtics had that in their mind that, hey, let's give them that payback, and I'm glad that Jaylen Brown was the one that said that, because I felt like Joe Mazzulla didn't want to say it, but I also feel like he was saying to us that the players, they do that on their own. He doesn't have to do it for them.
Yeah, and Cole Anthony this morning predicted a big one for Mo Wagner. Here's him talking about how they were expecting to play against Boston tonight.
The basketball curse.
I don't know, man. I think it's just that them being that best team in the league, it allows us it just makes us want to go out there and really compete against the best of the best. They're a super talented team. They've added even more talent this year, and they've clearly been successful. And I don't know, man. It's a game of basketball. The game of basketball, man, is a fun game, man. Any given night, anyone could beat anyone, and we just happen to come on the other side of that these last few games, and hopefully we can do it again tonight.
Is there like an emphasis going into these games, something you feel like you have to do that's worked against them? Not too specific, but
I think just playing against them, we got to be aware of ISOs. They get the most ISOs and most three-point attempts in the league. So if we can do a good job limiting their attempts and doing a great job packing that paint, we're gonna have a great chance to win this game.
Mo Wagner coming in. He was in Boston briefly, and he comes over to you guys after getting let go.
They waived him, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, disrespectful. I'm sure he remembers that.
What do you remember him bringing when he first came in the door, and how has he kind of grown with you guys?
Oh, he brought energy for sure, and it's been awesome to kind of just see his game mature, him get better every single year, and he's one of my longest tenured teammates at this point. So big shout out to Mortiz and Mo Wagner, masterclass incoming tonight.
And you mentioned anything. Is that something you guys are still talking about? The disrespect there? Is like his picture up in the locker room? Like what's kind of gone into that? I know you mentioned.
Man, I'm just really focused on this game and the task ahead of us right now, man. I ain't really worried about no outside sources or nothing. I'm just I'm focused on us as a unit and getting this win tonight at TD Garden. Garden, right? Yeah.
FanDuel is the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
So he didn't want to get into the Eddie House stuff that we've talked about, how House inspired them, and by saying that they were a trash team or something like that.
Maybe he didn't like the way House responded. Maybe he was in his feelings a bit because the way House put it.
I just don't think they want the tit for tat going on.
Well, yeah, I mean, the way after what Eddie House had to say, it's just like, man, if I motivate you guys, then like, I don't know, like you should be able to motivate yourself. And he's probably like, you know what, that's a good point, Eddie. Let me just move on now. So.
Well, you had that. You have a blowout win for the Magic, a blowout win for the Celtics now, and it's great that on Sunday, 3 o'clock, they're going to do it again. This could be a playoff series for sure this year. Yeah. I think the Magic will be in there, maybe as a playing team, maybe as a mid-seed. So this is a team you could see down the line, just like the Cavs last game. And the Celtics are showing, with their added passing, with this physicality component, and the bench, which we'll talk about in the next video again, they're just adding layers to what's already a great team here, and they're starting to separate themselves from the pack, I feel like.
I think it's just believing in the system, to be honest with you, Bobby. I think Joe Mazzulla has really got these guys dialed in, and they believe in it. I mean, why wouldn't they? Because when they do play this way, when they're swinging the ball around, when they're all connected on defense, it shouldn't matter if a couple of guys are out, right, or a few guys, right, or a starter like Porzingis is out, because someone else is going to be able to pick up the slack. Long term, it's another conversation, but when these type of nights happen, I think Joe Mazzulla wants to feel comfortable with whoever he's putting out there. And I think he's getting to that point, but obviously we got to see them do this consistently and on a long-term basis. But, man, it's impressive to see guys who essentially have played maybe a couple of times the last month or so come in and deliver, come in against, a really good Orlando Magic team and have someone like Lamar Stevens scoring double figures. I just think that that's the type of production that can really build a lot of confidence for someone who was a starter last year and someone who has clearly shown that he can give you, production on both ends of the floor whenever his name is called.
Big bench effort tonight. Yeah. Check out our next video.
Pritchard, 20 plus, man. He couldn't miss a shot.
Yeah, amazing night from them. They have 48 off the bench. Incredible. 128, 111 the final. Celtics, even the season series with Orlando. They'll play again on Sunday, 3 o'clock. We'll have coverage post-game and throughout here at TD Garden. The final game before they head out west. Josue Pavon, Bobby Manning. This has been the Garden Report.
I've been looking for the best deal on Celtics tickets. And with over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events every single day on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports festivals, and more. You can use my code DREAMERSPRO for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code DREAMERSPRO. Make sure you check the link in the description to download the app.